Brown, 3871, vegetation fire.
Lives lost, homes burnt to the ground, memories turned to ash. Colonization severed the stewardship of the land by Native Americans. Decades of fire suppression have created an abundant fuel load in California. There's less rain, more heat. Wildfire records are broken annually. The impacts of these fires are so common, there's a new term, solastalgia, the depression and anxiety that comes with the fear of environmental loss. So it's no wonder that fire is seen as an adversary, as something to fear, to fight, and suppress.
Manahoo. I am Ron Good. I am the tribal chairman of the North Fork Mono Tribe.
To Ron Good, chairman of the North Fork Mono Tribe, fire is a friend. Fire is as important as rain and sunlight. The tribe's creation stories tell us about water, land, and fire. They tell us about philosophy, traditional practices, and about creation itself.
Mana. It's a renewal song.
Chairman Good carries the fire today. He and his team work tirelessly to teach others in Central Valley and internationally about cultural burning.
My name's Bill Leonard, and I'm with the Southern Sierra Miwok Nation.
Hi, I'm Taylor Pennywell. I'm from the Time Maidu Tribe in Berry Creek, California, and I'm also the executive director of Red Bud Resource Group. And I'm here because I want to learn from my elders and traditional cultural knowledge keepers.
My name's Keith Turner. I'm up from many tribes, but in California, I'm mainly Dumna and Mono, and I'm a tribal member with Ron with North Fork Monos.
My name is Len Nielsen. I work for CAL FIRE in my day job, and out here on the weekend for having fun with Ron, teaching people about cultural burning.
There, yellow shirt, 5-foot line.
Cultural burning is very different from the more known and practiced, controlled, or prescribed burning. Cultural burning expects the return of rejuvenated resources. The fuel load is reduced, and the watershed, ecosystem, and cultural resources of the land have been restored, even enhanced.
When it cools down, he'll go in and drop everything. And then we'll cut all the hairs down, all the burnt stalks, and begin to rake up. And we'll rake all the ash in with topsoil, mix it all up, spread it back out, and then it'll be done. We call it putting it to bed. Add something to it, so we put topsoil in it, and then that ash dissolves that. And then when we're all done, then we move that ash back out, mixing it with our soil. So we shouldn't have black spots, we shouldn't have white spots. It should be nice and dark. Essentially what we are doing is we're creating Midden. So Midden is from these people that lived here for, as my artifacts say, 8,000 years and probably longer. This ground right here, this is Midden from the old fires. And it looks almost the same texture, and it'll leave a film on your hand. Look at that. That is rich. And now the inner side here, you see the elderberry coming back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big plants. And they're already 4 feet high since March, and we are in the middle of a drought. So for that to have that kind of a return, it didn't need a whole lot of water because the soil and everything was just right. And the sourberries grew around the older bush. And this shoot right here is going to be harvestable probably this fall, and it'll have 2 or 3 others, which is somewhat of a rarity because normally it takes a lot longer for everything to come up. But when the ground has been prepared right, we did the burn correctly, this is the kind of return you've got. Oh, just by shaking it, good morning, they smell really good. Yeah, too bad you can't smell it. And this is the buckwheat, also growing up right alongside of it. And every time that we burn, we get other plants that come up. You can see what the grasshoppers came through already. And they don't hit the sawberries, but they sure do love the tobacco. And so all the leaves are gone and everything's dried out, but that's, shows you a little bit of the native, the flower to it, because it's a native plant. In here, there's all kinds of tracks in here. So the smaller animals have been in here digging and throwing this stuff on their tummies. Matter of fact, so this is when you have a little bit of the biochar, how the animals and wildlife need it as well. So I've always been encouraged by my elders to make sure I do leave a little bit of biochar for the animals. The tree's talking to it.
I see it.
You know.
Yeah. We don't trim it, right?
Huh?
We don't trim it.
We're okay.
We're good.
We're good.
There we go. One crop.
We're good. This is our famous fire trucks. People look at my PowerPoints and they say, well, where's the fire trucks? I said, you seen those red buckets, didn't you? That's it. So the tree was, standing there with his chin up, taking the fire, and pretty much telling the fire that I need you, but I'm not going to let you burn me. And so consequently, you see a little bit of scorch. That scorch will be gone in a couple of years, and all those leaves will fall off and brand new ones will come back. Then, as the fire decided it wasn't going to burn, it turned onto the little tree. And the little tree started nodding its head, like telling it, no, 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 you are not going to burn me. And before long, the whole flame just died down. And then the burn finished. And so the trees were able to keep that fire in line by talking to it. They knew they needed to have it, but at the same time, it wasn't going to control them.
Ron and his tribal team practice cultural burns in the Mariposa area. He shares his knowledge with landowners, firefighters, and his community to teach about good fire. The forests are fire adapted and need fire applied the traditional way that dates back thousands of years to survive and flourish. The land needs good fire. We all need good fire.
Beautiful it is. Look at that. Huh? Is that gorgeous? It might be a hand clapper coming up. Okay, maybe not. Good berries, good berries. All right. It's a single hand one. The hole here so the sound comes from there. Manahu, I'm Ron. This is Adeline. Hey. And Myra. Myra is one of the owners of the land. Soapstone. See? Soft. See it? Draws with it.
I'm drawing. I have mom.
Well, can we go over toward camp?